Hello.
Hello?
Can everyone hear us?
No.
No? What?
I'm just messing
Oh.
with you.
Oh my god. To get this game to work, so I got it and I tried it earlier today to make sure it works and the sound worked perfectly. And then I booted up to try it. And then it's no audio. It's supposedly like this well-known bug that happens.
So, in other words, sonar just is too fancy for this game, and it freaked the game out to where it wouldn't send audio through the sonar app.
So this game needs a reboot. Or a little at least tech update. I guess. I don't know.
It'd be fine.
It'll be fine. So we're just gonna go ahead and start, because I was supposed to start this like 40 minutes ago.
It'd be aight.
Okay. Alright, are you... Actually, first I'm gonna ask you, Luth. Do you know anything about this game?
I know there's a girl named Saya.
Okay, good. It's exactly... Oh, yeah, see if the chat works. I think it does. I also tested that.
It's
it's behind it.
my
It's
head.
yeah. You're gonna be hidden a little bit. See, Luther's he's a big guy. He takes up a lot of space.
You calling me fat?
Okay, let's go.
She just glossed right over that.
This story is a work of fiction. Yeah, it's not real. Don't take it seriously.
Too late. I'm already taking it very seriously.
Contains grotesque images that may disturb some viewers. Please select how you like. Does grotesque images bother you, Luth?
Absolutely.
Oh, do not modify. Default.
No. Hey, yo, it sounds like me for real.
Let me know if it's too loud, by the way.
Or if I'm too low. I'm also not currently talking into my microphone. Anyway.
Hello, Toast. Let me know, because you're here. Are we louder than this, or is this too loud?
And I'm digging these riffs in the background.
Because honestly, God, this game is so loud for me. I wonder if I can do it on my headphones.
Nope.
I can on my own headphones. I can hear.
I might be quiet now, though.
No, I'm doing it on. You're good. You're good.
Okay. All right. So.
Okay, we don't want to quit. Okay.
I'm going to stand up for a quick second. So Ashley's going to get the first little bit of talking in this.
Oh.
Because I have to lock the door so the cat doesn't come in. And also fix Ashe's shit.
What? What's wrong with mine? What's wrong with it?
Hi, Funds.
Hi, Funds. My phone's not plugged in. Well, that would be bad. I wouldn't exist without this phone right now. Is it plugged in? What? I didn't plug anything. Oh, okay. I'll keep it going. So my question for the chat, do you guys know this game? Have you ever played it? Have you ever seen it? Anything. The less the better. Oh, oh yeah, thank you. Three such creatures sit around the table in front of me, slurping filthy sludge from their cups as they trade whines, growls, and sounds that I cannot describe. Oh, you're in for something. Ah.
Hey, yo, is that an eyeball?
Ah! Hello, Nina. Thank you for the follow. Hi, hi, hi.
The sound, by the way.
Did
My
you get
God.
that? Did you get that, Luth? Understand?
Oh, absolutely. I got.
By listening carefully, I am able to grasp the gist of their conversation and respond when is required of me. That is necessary to avoid arousing their suspicion. Oh, no, it's
Arouse.
fine. Thank you for the follow. However, these creatures look. They are my friends, apparently. I wish that I could still deny it, but I gave up on that a long time ago. Night after night, I went to sleep praying for an end to this nightmare, only to wake each morning to the same twisted hellscape as the day before.
Sounds like me and work.
I know now that I have to blend in, that I have to act like one of them. Such has been my life these past 3 months, and so will remain until the day I die. Yes, at. I see. You know, this just looks like a League of Legends chat. This is what I read. This is normal.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
this just sounds like my bosses, to be honest.
Judged by its tone, this one must be Koji, and the one next to him, squealing more than the others, is probably Omi. Which means that the one next to me is Yo. Though I can no longer see any trace of her once attractive features, I try my best to ignore the rotten stench of excrement that issues from her quivering flesh. Quivering. Ooh. This is supposed to be scared. This is supposed to be laughing.
Let's see.
Huh. Everything has changed. Or almost everything. By some cruel trick of fate, my relationship to the world alone remains the same, as if an insane architect took the blueprints of my life and rebuilt it out of blood and gore. These monsters and I were part of the same college club. We studied together, ate together. We even went skiing together every winter break. Now these are but painful memories of days that'll never return. If only no one recognized me, I might have been able to disconnect myself from the world. It would have been comforting in comparison. To believe that I had been abducted by aliens, or I had been stumbled through a gateway to hell. But no, this is beyond the doubt the city where I was born and raised. The society that I was part of for 20 years. Save that I, and I alone, can no longer see it that way. The world as I knew, it is gone. I have no place to call home. Oh, thank you, Kay.
Ow.
Almost looks like happy face. Anyway, I can tell that whatever they're discussing is no importance to me. I decide to keep quiet while pretending to listen. Just nod.
Same.
Just nod. Yeah. But just then. Hey, Fuminori, one of the flesh beasts say as it swivels its bloodshot eyes toward me. Okay, voice acting, cool. I try desperately to suppress my loathing and behave normally, but my hoarse voice ruins the attempt. It does look like SpongeBob. Dang it. A slimy hole near the top of the creature. Rise
Nauseating.
Thank you, as it vomits some semblance of words. That must be Koji's face, or what it would have been. Oh, would have seen as such 3 months ago. Unable to stomach the sight of it, I avert my eyes and give a neutral answer. I guess that's voice acting. I'll just let the beast talk. Let me know if you guys can hear the voices. Fine. The voice actors.
I can hear the voice, but it sounds like text-to-speech.
Okay.
All things considered, it's like only something every so often.
Yeah. What's cool about this one compared to my last one is the main guy actually speaks. So, a little different.
Yeah.
Okay. These are my closest companions. One of them had even wished to be more. Ooh. Which one? How many nights have I spent crying in loneliness, lamenting the friends who no longer exist? In 3 months, my tears ran dry, and now there's only loathing left in me. Surrounded by hideous creatures that I can only assume are Koji, Omi, and Yo, I spend each day trying to act as I always have. If I fail at this, I'll surely be sent back to the hospital.
I hope we can romance the fleshies.
Only this time I'll be locked away forever. No matter what, I won't let that happen. What does that mean? Ayo. That's it. I can't look at them or bear their screeching any longer. I jump to my feet, desperate to escape.
Oh my god, it legitimately just sounds like work.
A spray of stringy slime from the chilia around its voice box flies at me. I try to cover myself. I don't know what that word is. But too late to keep the slime from splattering across my face, like the yolk of a rotten egg. I'm about to lose it. I want to grab a chair, a desk, anything within reach, and use it to smash the life out of this creature, ending it all.
Same.
I barely suppress the impulse. I mustn't let on that something is wrong. However they look to me, this is their world. I'm the outsider here. Struggling to put on a smile, I reach into my wallet, pull out the first bill I find, and put it on the table, without even looking at it. I don't care about the change. I just need to get out of here. Now. I mutter hastily and flee the cafeteria. Your turn.
I have to re-find Discord. Oh my god, where'd Discord go?
You're not even paying attention.
I was making sure I was in the correct place because my phone slid down on the really shitty mount. Anyway. So I start with this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not crazy.
Oh.
ねえねえ、今度のスキーだけどさ、今年はどっかスケートも遊べるところにしない？
Oh. Tsukuba Yo frowns at the suggestion. I'm already messing up.
わざわざスキー場にまで行ってスケート？
勘弁してやってくれよ、つくば。こいつ今そっちにハマってんだ。
Ono Koji supports Omi with a laugh. Her impromptu suggestions are nothing new, and it's Koji's role as her boyfriend to provide backup. They're a good match for each other, Yo thinks. Sometimes it makes her jealous.
なんせ近江ってさ、この前この年になって初めてスケートやったんだ。
何よ、スケートしたことなかったのがそんなに不思議？
20歳になって初体験ってのは興味そうそういないんじゃ
I've
ないか
never
な。
skated. Well, wait, are they talking about like ice skating? Oh,
Maybe?
I've never done that.
I haven't done that either.
Yeah.
子供の
I'm
頃
not
はなん
coordinated.
となく怖かったのよ。あの靴、
Okay, yeah,
な
it's
ん
ice
だか
skating.
刃物みたいでさ。でも、いきなりやって滑れたの？
Oh, hello.
みちゃん、すごくない？
容量はスキーとそう変わるもんじゃないからな。重心を前に
It's not that I like skiing
そ
or
の前の
anything.
ヘリでコントロールする
Sorry.
感覚とか。
コージにそう言われたもんだからさ、騙されたと思ってやってみたわけよ。そうしたらもう楽しくって。
So it was a date. Yo feels a stab of envy. Koji and Omi enjoy their time together as normal lovers do. That's certainly not something that should make her jealous. It's just that her luck in love has been bad.
私も見てみたいな。
Oh boy.
スケートやるところ。
Hmm.
Yo keeps her voice upbeat, trying to cover up her disquiet. We're being told don't get attached to her if you value your sanity.
Oh. Careful, any spoilers. Spoilers.
I'm at the top, aren't I?
Yeah.
Sorry, I looked over at the comment, and so I lost my place.
You're good.
She knows what's wrong. She knows that it's wrong to envy her friends. She too would be spending time with the man she admires if it weren't for the terrible tragedy that befell him. His is true misfortune. Her bad luck doesn't begin to compare.
Is ice skating just like roller skating? Hmm.
I would think so,
I
yeah.
guess so.
ね、今度のスキー旅行、ついでにスケート旅行にしちゃえば2倍美味しく楽し
She
い
has
っ
a
て
cute
わ
voice.
けよ。
What is her hair?
でもさ、
It's very angular.
スケートはスケートリンクに行けばできるじゃない。わざわざスキー場に行ってまでやる？だから屋内じゃなくてさ、屋外スケート、凍った湖とかで滑れるところ。
Yeah, I've never ice skated. Nope.
I could believe that ice skating is self-inflicted torture.
あるかな。なんだかすっごく混んでそう。
While speaking, Yo sneaks a sideways glance at the young man sitting next to her.
Ooh, who's this young man?
Oh.
Ooh.
Although the conversation has involved only 3 people so far, there are in fact 2 couples at the cafeteria table. Yo's boyfriend, though there's still some doubt over whether he could be called that, is beside her, as silent and expressionless as a statue.
You just turn the camera.
Just pans left. It's an eldritch creature.
なあ、ふみのり。お前はどう思う？
Perhaps Koji sensed Yo's pain in his usual quiet, considerate way.
Oh god.
The cause of Yo's distress. Sakisaka Funimori responds to Koji's sudden query with a vague, mumbled question of his own.
He is always like this. At all
Bet.
times.
いや、だからさ、今年の冬のスキーだよ。お前も行くよな。
Koji speaks gingerly, as though probing a tumor. A few months ago, he would not have hesitated to rebuke Funimori for his attitude. Their acquaintance had forged a strong and honest friendship, but now,
わからない。
I guess I can.
Yeah. Right there.
Funimori responds bluntly, his downcast eyes and sullen demeanor making it clear that he has no desire to break his silence.
何か他の予定でもあるのか？いや、別に。
Huh. Weird.
It could be that her microphone is picking me up.
Which is weird. I'll kind of push it towards me a bit more.
Even Koji, Funimori's best friend, cannot communicate with him as before. What hope does Yo have of breaking through his shell? The scars left by the events of that late summer day are still deep. These months later, even one of the four bears them, not only Funimori. Each one of the four bears them, not only Funimori.
なあ、別に運動するのが傷に触るとか、そういうわけでもないんだろ？どうだろうな。今日の診療で先生に聞いてみる。
As though that answer drained the last of his patience, Funimori bolts out of his chair.
おい、文則。
Even Koji can't keep his voice from rising as he tries to stop Funimori from leaving. Well, I'm gonna do something real quick. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Funimori reacts swiftly, throwing his hands over his face as though to shield himself from something terrifying.
Right here.
Maybe some spit flew inadvertently from Koji's mouth, but it happens sometimes. Funimori's reaction is beyond pale.
Man, that's just gross. I'm just gonna leave.
だから今日も診療なんだ。もう時間だから。
Funimori snaps, making no attempt to relieve the discomfort of his friends. Today is my check. Oh. Even as he tosses money on the table to pay for his coffee, he acts like he's touching something filthy.
それじゃ。
Peace.
Funimori stalks out of the cafeteria, almost as if he's running away. Cloaked in a heavy silence, the remaining three lower their gaze to the table, where the abandoned 10,000 yen bill sways forlornly. Funimori's coffee is untouched.
What a waste. Those are expensive.
やってられないわね。
Okay.
Oh, you want me to do it now?
No, that was text. That was like character speak, right?
Yeah.
もう少し時間が必要なんだと思う。
だってもう3ヶ月よ。なんなのよあれ。付き合ってるこっちが変になりそうよ。
He is kind of a jerk.
わかるはずもないと思う。
Scowls all the time.
あんなひどい形で家族全員を奪われて平気でいられるわけないよ。
It could have happened to anyone. A tractor trailer flipped over the highway, crushing the Sakisaka family car into twisted scrap. They said it had been difficult to tell the bodies of the Funimori's parents apart.
Ugh.
For a while, it looked like there was no hope for Funimori either. It was nothing short of a miracle that he was able to leave the hospital and return to a normal life.
見舞いに行った時なんてもっとひどかったじゃないか。誰が誰かも分からずに怯えて暴れてベッドに縛り付けられて、
うん。
今はよくあそこまで立ち直ってくれたと思う。
それにしたって変よ、咲坂くん。私たちのこと見る目つき、あれ何なの？
So do you
まるで
understand?
こっちが人間
Do
じ
you
ゃないみ
understand
たい。
what's going on from these two scenes?
So, I mean, just from what I've read, right?
Mm-hmm.
His family was in a, like, terrible accident,
Mm-hmm.
and he's been inside a hellscape.
よせ、近江。
So, can you guys describe the audio issue, by the way, just so I can think of a way to fix it on the fly? Koji says forcefully, probably less out of empathy for his friend than out of consideration for Yo.
I guess my mic was too close.
Okay.
Cool.
While Koji's kindness makes her happy, Yo also knows that she mustn't take advantage of it. Funimori is the victim. Just as Koji said, he's the one who most deserves sympathy. Yo's feelings for Funimori are her problem and no one else's. She doesn't blame Funimori for not giving her an answer after she worked up the courage to ask him out. In fact, she thinks more fondly of him for taking the time to consider that. To consider than she would have had he treated the relationship so casually. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time reading. Apparently, the fact that Funimori did not reject her was enough to make them a couple in Koji and Omi's eyes. They've had plenty of fun at Yo and Funimori's expense since. The truth of it, though, is that he still hasn't given her an answer. After revealing her feelings to him, Yo didn't see Funimori again until a week later, and then she could only stare at his broken body through the window of the ICU. Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah. Just gotta be patient. That's all.
And when he was finally released after 50 days, that seemed And when he was finally released after 50 days that seemed an eternity, he was somehow different. She's starting to doubt that he even remembers what she confessed to him before the accident. Now winter is coming.
Oh.
And her feelings hang forgotten in the cold, lonely air.
Oh, my turn. Dr. Tanbo Ryoko has never had a more troublesome patient.
Nurse!
Okay.
Hello?
Ooh.
Nurse.
Ooh.
Anyway.
Let's put my... Okay. His voice is hard and flat. His words toss carelessly into the air. It's like he's speaking to himself in an empty room. Ryoko is a surgeon, not a physicist. Psychiatrist. Good. Why am I saying physicist? See, this is why you're here. It is a psychiatrist. Yeah, you're right. But even she can sense the thickness of the wall he has erected between himself and the world.
That's not the line.
Calm down. No. While Sakisaka appears to be looking at Ryoko, his gaze is actually aimed a fraction down and to the side, like over here. He's only superficially engaged in the conversation, when in truth, it does not interest him in the slightest. Perfect rejection. Realizing that she can't interview him like this, Ryoko sighs and sets her chart aside. Her voice is really nice.
脳神経医学の分野では世界的に最先端の治療でした。そのことはご存知ですよね。
I agree.
Yeah, this is Luth's first experience with like one of these visual novels, like the full text one, like this. I'm a fan of more of the ones that are like down here that I did before. But I mean, it's...
Honestly speaking, I'm with Toast on this one.
Oh, I see. Treatment of subdural hematoma through the use of micromachines, a procedure available in Japan exclusively here at T University, had been the only way to save Sakisaka Fuminori from a cerebral contusion. I'm so sorry if I butcher these words. That should have been fatal.
You actually did really well there.
I did? Look at me.
And hang on one second. I have a very genuine question for Toast.
Okay.
I think he's answered this before. So, Persona 5, the nurse, right? 10 out of 10, right? I'm just trying to gauge Toast's quality of yeah. You, me, and like one other guy that I work with. Anyway,
I think she has nice hair. That lady, she's really cool.
This lady, or
the lady,
the
Persona 5.
Oh yeah, no.
This lady reminds me of the girl in Higurashi, the twins. Do you with the green hair? Okay.
That's a little racist there, Ash. What do you have against green hair characters?
I don't have I like, obviously I like green hair characters. I showed you my VTuber watch later. It's like Fauna and Shio, bunch of green people. Anyway.
So okay, I will.
Yeah. Okay. This, you know, these are one of my visual novel games. It's gonna take a while here. We talk a lot. Okay. Sakisaka Fuminori's lips twist slightly in what might be bitter, our mocking smile, but is gone before Ryoko... Why do I keep saying Ryoko? Ryoko can discern its meaning.
普通こんなことを言って脅かすのは医者として問題なんですが、施術後に重大な脳障害をきたしたケースも報告されているんです。予後の経過には十分に注意しなければなりません。
Hence these weekly checkups, if only he would take them a little more seriously.
先週の MRI はどうでした？
Sakisaka asked abruptly, as if to catch Ryoko off guard. MRI, magnetic resonance imaging, is a way for doctors to examine the brain in detail without opening the patient's skull. Surprised by Sakisaka's uncommon technique knowledge, Ryoko recalls his profile. Yeah, look at that. Look at those eyes.
そういえばあなたも医者の卵だったわね。
Oh.
先生が心配しているような脳機能不全は、
Oh, of course he's a med student.
十分にわかるはずですよね。何か異常はあったんですか？
いいえ。
いいえ? There was nothing, not the slightest hint of abnormal activity. For a procedure with such a low rate of success, the results have been nothing short of miraculous. I didn't know what it was till I played this game. No, I know what it is. However, something still bothers Ryoko. She can't shake the feeling that he's hiding something beneath his guarded exterior, some terrible weight on his soul, perhaps. But if it's an inorganic problem, then there's nothing she can do as long as he refuses to explain it. It's true.
大丈夫ですよ、先生。現に僕は今こうして病院の外でも何不自由なく生活しています。問題なんてないでしょ。
What could go wrong now? Oh, back to her.
紫坂さん、
Oh, the clean CG, man. Anyway,
判断が原則なんです。もう少し私たちを信用してもらえませんと。
Bark, bark, bark.
そうですよね。
you said bark, bark, bark.
Yeah.
あ
先生を信用したい。どんな相談にも乗ってもらえるんですか？
Sitting here ruining the story for everybody. Just me.
ええ、もちろん。
She answers, smiling to cover up her irritation. Sakisaka asked exactly the same question during last week's visit.
じゃあ、先週の話の続きなんですが、先生、あれから大貝教授については何か分かりましたか？
Unable to answer, Ryoko hardens the mask of her smile. As before, the patient is inquiring about someone whom he has no business knowing.
大貝教授のことは、その
Remember this
あなた
name.
の治療とは何の関係もないでしょ？
About Dr.
Yeah,
Ogai?
yeah, just remember that name.
信頼しろと言った矢先に、いき
It'll
な
be
り
mentioned a
隠し事で
lot,
すか？
but Ryoko is used to patients treating her with hostility. Some degree of paranoia is natural when dealing with a person whose mistakes could kill you. In Sakisaka, however, she doesn't see the anxiety that other patients exhibit. His demeanor is perfectly calm, almost like a detective questioning a suspect.
何分、だいぶ前にここを辞められた方ですからね。私個人としても交流があったわけではないし。
辞めた理由はご存知ない。
ええ、おそらく個人的な事情でしょうね。
Ryoko answers smoothly, her earlier hesitation gone. Having decided at the outset to lie, she has no trouble doing so with a straight face. I'm not sure exactly. It said something about psychologists. I'm not sure, but don't Google anything for this game.
それにしても、
It's probably
崎坂
crazy
さん、
spoilers.
なぜあなたはそんなに大貝教授にこだわるんです？お知り合いですか？
教授は今失踪中なんです。知ってましたか？
いいえ。
Ryoko realizes that her answer may have been a little too quick. She should have acted more surprised.
近頃教授の身内の人間と恋にしていましたね。その人から調査を頼まれているんです。
Oh, spooky.
A relative? Ryoko considers this with a frown.
大貝教授に縁者の方はおられないはずですが。
おお、誰から聞きました？
それは。
I heard it from an...
噂
Oh,
話
sorry. Sorry. Ryoko replies, remembering that she just claimed to have no contact with the man. Oh yeah, that's true. Oops.
なるほど。そんなことが噂になる程度には、大貝教授は有名人だったわけですね。
まあ、一風変わった人だったみたいですね。
Yeah, that was a lie there.
なのに、
Oops.
誰も彼が大学を辞めた理由を知らないと。
Objection!
Objection!
Paching. Ryoko falls silent, knowing that this isn't a topic she can brush away with a smile. Sakisaka seems to have finally grasped her mood. However, as his strangely stiff tone softens a little.
先生、僕はどうしても大貝教授に会わなきゃならないんです。彼がいなくなったせいで、
行く当てがなくなり困っている子がいるんです。力になってもらえませんか？
それはむしろ警察の領分なんじゃないかしら。
Although she makes it sound like the most obvious thing in the world, the suggestion is actually a gamble. If Ogai Masahiko's disappearance became a police matter, then the university will be investigated. Everyone who was involved in the incident will be at risk of exposure. And of course that includes Ryoko herself. She knows, however, that Sakisaka is unlikely to go to the police. First of all, his excuse is obviously a lie. They already made sure that Ogai had no relatives who might come looking for him, which is why they could bury the truth of what happened. But then how did Sakisaka, a mere patient, learn about Ogai?
咲坂さん、私の知っている範囲のことは喜んでお教えします。ですが、大貝教授は今年の4月に辞表を出して、以後は何の音信もないんです。どこか長期の旅行にでも行かれたか、その程度しか想像つきません。
そうですか。
Expecting resistance, Ryoko is surprised when Sakisaka backs down. She's still worried about his condition, and the mysterious link between him and Ogai is only making her more uneasy. But as long as he doesn't open up to her, there's nothing she can do. She must be a psychologist or something.
Oh, but it'd be weird. Like, why would she give him a MRI though?
Yeah, it's just, maybe it's some kind of nurse, like we thought. After a brief pause, Ryoko writes progress good on Sakisaka's chart for today.
咲坂さん、それでは来週の診察ですが、今日と同じ4時でも。
Before she can finish, Sakisaka's gone.
Ooh, bring the nurse back.
Ah, yay. Okay.
Well, I guess it's my turn. But do you mind if I go grab water real quick before?
Yeah.
Or like just something to drink?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Do you want me to keep reading? I can read the next one. Okay. I know, boo. Now we're back to all this stuff. Look at this lovely red. So the mystery. So, him and his parents were in a terrible car accident, and he survived? Who is Dr. Ogai? I don't know. Lots of questions. Will we get answers? Probably.
All right. So, my brain, right? Every time I hear Ogai, I just think Super Sentai. Because the Bug King guys, they say Ogai Buso when they transform.
What does Ogai mean in Japanese?
It's like royal, I believe, of some. Let's check that.
Oh, Japanese
Yeah.
lesson. Possibly, Aunt. Possibly. Okay, what does Ogai mean?
So,
Oh, I could take my glasses off.
it says, so Ogai Buso says it means royal raiment. So raiment is basically an old-fashioned word for clothing. So royal clothing. So
okay, that's boring.
But from O, if I'm not mistaken, O typically means like king of some sort.
So king of royal clothing?
Kingly clothing.
Kingly clothing. Okay. I thought it was going to be way more interesting than that. Okay.
Well, no, I was just saying my brain rot. That's all I was talking about.
Speaking of brain rot, look at all this brain.
That's not brain. That's just like every day at work for me.
Okay. Well, go ahead. Oh, I should have warned you to get a lot of water for this.
Yeah, so I grabbed Pepsi instead of
Yeah.
water.
Visual novels streams require a lot of water. Okay.
I don't even know where my water bottle is, which is concerning because that means one of us is gonna hurt our foot on it. Anyway, it looks like someone sprayed the walls with pig guts from ceiling to floor. What color would the walls of a hospital be? White, of course. And to the creatures of rotten flesh shambling around me, I'm sure this hallway looks just as white as it should. Oh! Oh, he's fucked in the head.
You got it?
Yeah, no, he's fucked in the head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it just hit you. It's like that meme
Yeah.
with that guy like putting his hand to his head and going.
No, I get it now. So I'm assuming the car wreck just absolutely fucked his head. Or whatever.
I don't know. We'll find out.
Like, I've been sitting here trying to figure out what this slice of life bullshit has to do with the fucking flesh walls and flesh creatures talking to this dude. Oh.
Do you see now? Okay, so
it makes more sense now.
So last scene we were the nurse point of view. You got it? Now we're Fumo. Yeah.
Okay, so we're in his perspective. Makes sense. Also, nanomachines? Is this Metal Gear?
Maybe.
Yeah. I know intellectually that the walls are white. I know that the flesh beasts are really human. Are they, though? I'm the one with the problem, and it's because I've accepted this that I'm able to lead something approaching a normal life.
Oh, I'm sure you know this already, but this is God, I'm gonna pronounce his name wrong. Uraboshi. This is him. This is one of his works.
The Urabutcher.
Yeah. Okay, anyway.
Nick.
Oh, sorry.
Even in my university's medical department. Even if my university's medical department is nowhere near as good as T University's, I'm still a medical student specializing in neurology. I have a basic idea of what has happened to me, though it's hard to believe. That this isn't a pathological condition. It's probably some form of agnosia, unlike anything that's ever been studied before. The flesh beast called Hanbo Ryuko said that other patients had developed neurological disorders after receiving the same treatment I did. So I guess I'm just another failure. It makes me want to laugh in that know-it-all doctor's face.
If only knew how good looking.
That said, I don't blame the doctors who operated on me. After all, I do owe them my life. I know as well as anyone how low the chance of success was, and that I have no other hope of survival. I'd still hit.
I'm saying Toast's comment made me laugh.
It don't matter. I'd still hit. I was unlucky. That's all there is to it.
So all this, if we didn't, in the very beginning, if we put, like, less gore, it would be different. It'd be more censored.
Oh,
yeah.
That's kind of boring.
Yeah, exactly.
I think this looks hilarious. It's like a mid-2000s Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Okay. You can continue.
I was unlucky. That's all there is to it. The point is my condition isn't treatable. Rip you, I guess. Just like someone adapting to a hearing aid or a wheelchair, I have no choice but to adapt to this nauseating scenery. Of course it's hard. It wasn't easy to resign myself to this fate. But now there's more than just despair. Even for me, there's a glimmer of hope. Keeping my eyes on my feet, I hurry home.
Man, you had a short part. Okay. I got this then.
I can keep going.
You want to keep going?
Yeah.
Okay.
I live in a quiet suburban neighborhood, in a house that's much too large for me alone. My parents, even unluckier than I was, died in the accident 3 months ago. I couldn't even go to the funeral for being in intensive care.
Oh.
I had to sell my father's business, but at least that left me with the house and enough money to live on for a while. Of course, I'm sad. The accident took more from me than my parents. In fact, being on my own has probably saved me. If they were still alive, my parents would never have allowed me to live with some strange girl. Hey, yo.
おかえり。
It's her.
As I open the door, a bright voice greets me from the kitchen. The voice is beautiful and clear as a bell, human. Its sweet sound washes the day's cacophony from my memory.
ただいまさや。
La la la.
You're a little early on that one. Even the patter of feet coming down the hallway is music to my ears. Nowhere else in the city can I hear such footsteps. Only in this house, with Seiya, am I
Saya.
so privileged. He said Seiya.
Did he say Saya? Oh,
Yeah.
people always say Saya. Huh.
遅かったね。
There she is.
ちょっと心配しちゃったぞ。
ごめんよ。今日は病院に寄っていく日だったから。
あー、そうだっけ。
Hmm. It was.
In her smile, the inquisitive tilt of her head is everything that I have lost. I'm thinking it's a real life flesh beast too. Like, everything's opposite, right? Since my accident, this girl is the only person I've met, perhaps the only person in the entire world who does not trigger my cognitive disorder.
But she's so cute.
Precious. True, her skin seems too white, and the color of her eyes and hair is probably different in reality. But even so, her form is undeniably human. And not just her appearance, and her voice either. As I bend down to take off my shoes, Seiya wraps her arms around my neck and pulls me gently to her chest.
Ju-
Hey yo,
You can
she
just
looks
pick,
like she's 5.
you can just pick a name. It's like, Saya. She's so cute.
I'm gonna wait until he says her name again before I
Okay.
make a true
I'm
choice.
probably gonna say Saya because that's what I'm just used to saying.
Fine. Her skin feels truly human, not cold or slimy, and from her hair wafts a sweet feminine fragrance. In all the world, only Seiya is pleasing to my 5 senses. And what's more, she smiles at me, embraces me. She knows that she is my salvation, and for some reason is happy that I need her. If I had not met Seiya, if I had been all alone in this twisted, filth-ridden world, I would no doubt have succumbed to madness. It is no exaggeration to say that Seiya alone is keeping me alive.
今日は一日どうしてた？
今の模様替え。もう半分ぐらい塗り終わったよ。
I heard hamburger.
今はね、海のりの晩ご飯作ってるの。昼間テレビで作り方やってたから。
そうか。
Oh,
楽しみだな。
Oka.
so good.
もうちょっと時間かかりそうな
She's
の。
like,
She's like a little cat.
いいよ。じゃあ、僕は今の続きをやってる。
after I see the humming Seiya off to the kitchen, I step into the living room. I realized one day that if the natural colors of the world were sickening, all I had to do was paint over them with a color that seemed pleasant.
Green.
Bet. I went to the hardware store and bought every color of paint I could find. Then Seiya and I tried different combinations until we found one that worked. After painting the bedroom from ceiling to floor, I was finally able to get my first good night's sleep since the accident.
It's just a bunch of different colors just kind of splooshed together, and it made that color.
When we first started on the living room, Seiya, unsure of what to do with the curtains, just painted carefully around the windows. Without a moment's hesitation, I tore the curtains down and painted over the glass itself. Oh. There'll never be anything out there that I want to see. As long as we keep the storm shutters closed, neighbors probably won't think of anything of it.
ご飯できたよ。
Yay.
こっちで食べよう。持ってきてくれるか。
As she enters the living room with a tray of food, Seiya sniffs the air.
ペンキの匂い平気？
Now that she mentions it, I suppose the smell of paint thinner must be building up in this closed room. It doesn't really bother me, though. There are far worse smells outside.
Stinky people.
さやは嫌いかい？
平気。文則が大丈夫ならいい。
Okay. The stream on my end froze.
Oh, did it? Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seiya sets the food on the table. Unfortunately, neither its color nor its smell is at all appetizing. Not that food elsewhere is any different.
I love this song, Buns. So when we played you, me, and her, the part when things start going crazy, this is exactly the song I thought of. It's the same la la la.
Darn.
Anyway.
いただきます。
As has become routine, I steel myself and methodically transport the food into my mouth. It is giving me Nier vibes. The taste is as gut-wrenching as I expected, but it's not Seiya's fault. I'm sure she made it exactly like the cooking show said. It's just that my taste buds can't accept it.
美味しく
Omi
な
got
い？
fucked.
It's not good?
まあね。
Jeez.
Lying won't make her happy. She knows about my condition.
気にしないで。明日はまた別のものを作ってあげるから。
I was thinking the same thing. I transport it to my mouth hole.
ごめんな、いつも。せっかく作ってくれたのに。
いいのよ。こうやっていろいろ試していけば、いつか文則でも美味しく食べられるメニューが見つかるかもしれないじゃない。
In my current state, eating is nothing more than an unwelcome duty. As much as I hate it, I need food to survive. If I stay alive, then perhaps one day, as Seiya says, I'll be able to taste something delicious again. I met Seiya, didn't I?
It's true.
さやは食べないの？
Aren't you going to eat? Oh,
Oh, yeah.
私はもう済ましたから。
Mm.
in all the time we've been together, she has never once eaten with me. I don't know why she refuses to do so. It makes me a little sad.
She's a shy eater.
Still, I'm not about to push the issue. Not when she's putting up with all the problems I have.
そういえば、 今日もう一度病院で君のお父さんのことを聞いてみた。
パパの？
Dr. Ogai Masahiko is Seiya's father and her only living relative. Seiya has asked me to unravel the mystery of his disappearance.
やっ
I
ぱり
think
何
I
も教え
think
てくれない。
homie's just fucked in the head.
何か隠している雰囲気なんだが。
そう。
I expected her to be a little more disappointed.
心配じゃないのかい、お父さんのこと。
そういうわけじゃないの。
She gives a little shake of her head and then smiles at me once again.
ありがとう、みのり。 私のためにいろいろと。
Of course, Saya.
君はそれ以上のことを僕のためにしてくれるんだ。
I thank her for my meal and set my stop chicks.
Stop chicks. Ooh.
Wee. I am cooked. Anyway, I thank her for the meal and I set my chopsticks down next to the perfectly clean plate. As wretched as that taste was, thinking of the care that she put into that gave me the strength to finish every bite.
じゃあ、お風呂にする？
また背中流してくれるか。
Hey, yo. She's like 5, bro. Ever since she moved in, it's been like having my own wife.
I'm safe. I'm using the Steam version. No, don't worry.
Okay, now it's your turn.
There is an 18 plus version of this game, but supposedly it's not as good. People like this version better. Saya, why are you so good to me? This one's safe. I'm the one in this that has seen this game. We're good. Is this truly what you want? What am I that you can give yourself to me, body and soul? Is this merely sympathy? Do you pity me, the exile from society? Is that enough for you to surrender yourself to such mad desire? Are you so wanton? Waiting? Saya's here. She's with me now. Only in this moment is her existence certain. Only when I'm joined with her can I believe. I'm pretty sure something probably happens in this version, the other version here. I think. I don't know. I've never seen it, but no matter what cruel fate might await me, Saya, there is nothing I fear more than losing you. Yeah, that's what it funds. You right. That's what I was reading about it. That people prefer it. This one.
みのり、泣いてるの？
I realize that my cheeks are wet with tears.
どうしてなんだサイモン。なぜ僕にここまでしてくれる。
みのり。
わからないんだ。わからないのに僕だけがどんどん君に惹かれていく。君なしじゃ耐えられなくなっていく。
Oh. I wrap my arms tight around her, praying that our bodies will melt together and never again be apart.
教えてくれ。どうすれば君を失わずにいられる。僕は何をすればいい。どうやって君に報いればいい。
こうやって抱いていて。
Saya whispers into my chest.
みのりに抱いてもらうの大好き。
Ski.
ずっと一緒にこうしていたい。だから私はみのりから離れたりしない。
なぜ僕なんだ。
それはね、海のりが一人ぼっちだから。
She says softly, gazing up into my eyes.
それはさやも一人ぼっちだったから。
The sorrow in her voice resonates with my own. There's a deep loneliness in her eyes, a loneliness from which now springs boundless affection.
Hi,
Hi,
Jazz.
Jazz. What a time for you to show up.
だからさや
He
に
knows when he's needed.
なるしかないの。この世でただ一人だけ私を抱きしめてくれる大好きな海のり。
Now I know. No matter what horrors this world unleashes upon me, all I ever need is Saya. I'll keep reading. Yo is determined to talk to him today. Nothing will happen as long as she hesitates. It will only prolong her suffering. The time has come to show courage once again. Toast. Yo's fourth period on Thursdays is biology. This is her one chance to see Fuminori. As a required course with many students, the lecture is held in a large hall that can seat well over 200. But since the room is usually only half full, it is rarely difficult for Yo to find the seat she wants. Yo prefers to sit near the center, where it's easiest to hear the professor. Most of the students congregate in this area for the same reason. That guy's like really studying. Here. Fuminori usually sits beside her, although given the ambiguous state of the relationship, she knows better than to take this for granted. Still, she tries to save a seat whenever possible. Oh, that's nice. The classroom isn't crowded today, so Yo is able to set her bag on the seat next to her without inconveniencing anyone. But when the professor arrives at the usual time to start class, there is still no sign of Fuminori. After waiting for about 10 minutes, Yo scans the room furtively? Fuminori is there, sitting alone in the far back corner. Did he miss Yo when he came in? No, he couldn't have. And besides, no serious student would willingly sit so far away from the front. It's bad. It's bad, student. Feeling miserable, Yo slides her bag back over to herself. Fuminori is out the door at the moment class ends. Yo barely manages to catch up to him before he disappears down the hallway. Sakisaka-san! Fuminori jerks at the sound of his name. You'd think she just screamed at him. What? He turns to her and asks reluctantly. Now that they are face to face, Yo is painfully aware of how much weight Fuminori has lost. His sunken eyes and protruding cheekbones are a far cry from the features familiar to her. She wonders whether he's under a lot of stress or perhaps not getting enough nutrition. Maybe it's both. He definitely looks more tense than he should, afraid even. Though of what she can't imagine. Her eyes move restlessly from point to point, and he refuses to look Yo in the eye. It hurts to see Fuminori this way. What could have changed him so? Today, she reminds herself, rekindling the flame of courage in her heart.
お話があるんです。ちょっといいですか?
Uh-oh. The courtyard is empty and silent. No one is willing to sit and chat in the cold November air.
話って何?
Don't you remember? Yo almost burst the question, but managed to keep her composure.
sakisakaさん、最近ちょっと様子が変です。見てて心配になります。
そうかもね。ま
Mm,
あ、あんな目にあった後だか
that
ら。
is true. He smiles like it's nothing, but even that seems forced. He's even standing precisely one pace farther from her than he used to.
本当にそれだけなんですか？
君にはそれだけじゃないように見えるのかい？
Yo manages to keep from flinching at the harshness of his tone.
何か我慢してるみたいに見えます。
Rather than answer, Fuminori grinds his toe into the dead grass at his feet. Fearing that her determination might flag, Yo lets the words come as they may.
どうしようもないものを無理して壊れそうになるほど頑張って我慢してるみたいに。今の咲坂さんはそう見えます。
Poor girl's about to get... I don't know.
You see what had happened was.
So remember that confession thing that she never really got the answer to? Well, she's deciding to do it today, I think.
そうかい。
Fuminori mutters through clenched teeth, no longer trying to deny it or change the topic. This is even clearer signal of rejection than his prior evasiveness. But Yo's determination is strong. Today, at least, she won't back down. That's right, girl. You go.
友達ってこんな時のためにいると思うんです。家族のことは本当に残念だったと思います。でも
That's exactly how I picture her too.
一人ぼっちじゃありません。トノ君やオミちゃんやそれに
I always see this picture. What is this? Is this supposed to be her mouth? Like they're upside down? I always wonder with this picture.
Well, I have to wait for your mouse to like point at it.
This big
on the
empty
stream.
spot. Yeah.
I don't know. It might just be like what he thinks is an arm.
Is that an arm? Okay.
私がいます。
Yo can no longer stop the words pouring from her lips. She fears that if she does not unleash her feelings now, they will be lost forever.
一人で背負い込んだりしなくても私たちで何とかできることだってあると思うんです。
Oh, tentacles. Oh, stupid me. You're right.
Clearly, it's a visual novel, so it has to
何
have.
もできないにしても話してさえくれればあなたが少しでも楽になるかもしれない。私咲坂さんの力になりたいんです。他のみんなも同じ気持ちだと。
やめてくれ。
He shouts, silencing Yo's intrigue. Thank you. She promised herself that she wouldn't back down, but Fuminori's expression is terrible enough to shatter her resolve. The look in his eyes is not anger or any other warm-blooded emotion. It is hate. Murderously cold hate.
そういえば君には一つ返事しなきゃいけない要件があった。
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
He remembers. He remembers, and still he has treated her so coldly. That is all the answer she needs. If his words stab any deeper, she might very well die.
僕は君のことをとりわけ特別に意識したことなんてなかった。君に好意を持たれてもどう接すればいいのか迷ってた。
Dude, you could just say no.
僕が
This
君の
dude's
こ
a
とを思う
dick.
正直な気持ちが自分でもわからなかったから。
咲坂さん。
でもね、今ではもうはっきりと答えが出てる。あれから考える時間だけはたっぷりとあったからね。
Okay.
筑波さん。僕はあんたのことが大嫌いだ。顔も見たくない。
Don't cry, Yo tells herself, but too late to stop the tears pouring from her eyes.
もう二度と会いたくないっていうのは無理だね。同じ学校に通ってるんだし。
Dude, you could just say no.
だからせめて今後は僕に声をかけないでくれないか。目障りなんだよ、つくづく。
Damn. Yo whispers in shock and despair. Oh, he's smiling now. Which Fumimori twists his lips into... God, malevolent... Where'd you go?
Malevolent.
Luth, you're gone.
Apparently all of my shit crashed for a second, so...
Oh. Here, let me see if I can bring you back real quick. Malevolent. Thank you. That's right. Here, maybe I can... This doesn't show, I don't think. Join.
I'm still in the collab.
Oh, you're still there? Oh, there you are. You popped up. Okay. Oh!
Ah.
What is this? What is this? Why are you ahead of me? Hold on.
Welcome to the Luth stream.
No. You stay back there. Anyway.
君さ、少しは頭を冷やした方が良かったんだよ。どうせ大宮浩二にけしかけられてその気になってただけなんだろ。自分一人でのぼせてる分には勝手だけどさ、他人を巻き込むなって言うんだ。
He's a dick. That's all Yo can take. Even after shedding tears in front of him, she absolutely refuses to let him hear her cry. Any disgrace would be preferable to breaking down here. So she runs, fleeing breathlessly from the courtyard with Fuminori's cold smile at her back. Oh, poor girl. Oh well.
Yeah, she deserved it somehow, some way.
What? She didn't.
Flash monsters, you know?
Omi was the first to catch sight of Yo and Fuminori leaving for the courtyard. Reluctant to interrupt them, but still unwilling to leave them alone, she and Koji ended up watching the whole thing from the shadows. Ooh. I kind of agree. I agree with that. Throughout the exchange, Omi was clearly itching to jump out and punch Fuminori in the face. Knowing her temper, Koji kept firm hold of her arm until the end. If he hadn't, she might very well have done it. Fuminori leaves after Yo, his every step seeming to take an act of willpower. Koji sighs heavily into the once more empty courtyard, but the bitter taste in his mouth will not go away.
どうしちまったんだかな、あいつは。
We call that being an asshole. Even Koji cannot forgive Fuminori's treatment of Yo. However, the first thing that he feels is confusion, not anger. Koji has known Fuminori since long before college. Fuminori was never this cruel before. There's no question now that the accident changed him.
ねえ、コージ。このまま放っておくつもり？
放っておきたくないにしたって、俺たちに何ができる？
覗き見よりマシなことよ。
Omi shouts, her face red with fury.
私、崎坂君に一言言ってやらなきゃ気が済まないわ。
Can I say something about this guy?
Yeah.
He looks like Discount Oshino from Monogatari.
Kinda does. I see it. I can see it.
Just without
それ
the
で筑波の気が晴れるってもんでもないだろうに。
だったら私のキーだけでも晴らすわよ。
Yo and Omi are best friends, just like Koji and Fuminori. In fact, it was the relationship between Koji and Omi that brought the other two together. Omi's anger is only natural.
私、崎坂君と二人だけで話してみたいわ。コージはついてこなくてもいいから。
本気かよ。
その代わり、ヨウのことを見ていてあげて。あの子、多分心底傷ついてるから。泣き終わった後で、誰かの優しさが必要になると思う。
なあ、それって俺とお前の役回りが逆じゃないのか？
私みたいな性格だとね、慰め役は無理。励ますつもりで余計に傷跡広げちゃうのがオチなのよ。
なるほど。納得いった。
あ、嫌な言い方。
じゃあまあ、そっちはほどほどにしとけよな。
Ending the conversation before Omi's mood gets any worse. Koji heads off to find Yo.
I feel awful, miserable, but also refreshed. I finally crossed the line. I knew it would come crashing down like this sooner or later, having become unable to feel anything but disgust for other people. There was no way I could find hope to maintain the relationships I had had before the accident. Today's incident will definitely get back to Koji and Omi, and everyone will be convinced I've had a major change of character. Honestly, I don't care anymore. At least I probably won't be committed for this. I just need to avoid acting any stranger than I already have. If this puts a rift between me and the others, good. The thought of all the stress I'll avoid brings a smile. Oh my god!
Blub, blub, blub.
Blah 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 blah. The thought of all the stress I'll avoid brings a smile to my lips. I'm fed up with them sticking their noses into my life. It's not like they care, they don't care, that they make my gut turn just by being near me.
He's so edgy.
Same. I've been terrified of them until now, but today I struck fear into one of them. In that sense, it's something of a relief, but I'm not entirely without remorse for what happened. The person I just demolished with the verbal equivalent of a nuclear bomb used to be my friend Yo. Even if my senses don't believe it, my mind accepts the theory. I don't have any particular grudge against Yo herself, and I don't want to hurt her. In retrospect, I should have just ignored her outright. Yo was an attractive girl. I certainly didn't think badly of her. To be honest, though, I was annoyed when Koji and Omi tried to stick us together. It felt like they were using us as entertainment, and Yo seemed totally oblivious to the fact that she was dancing to their tune. Her cluelessness was irritating. Still, I knew that none of them meant any harm. Back then, I didn't have any reason to hurt others just to get my way. If having a casual relationship with Yo would keep our circle of friends together, I was willing to make that compromise. Now, however, there is no room in my heart for such forbearance. Merely talking to someone is an ordeal, then if merely talking to someone is an ordeal, then how can I be expected to show them kindness? These ruminations have left me exhausted. I want to return to Saya as soon as possible, thinking about the packed trains and the crowded downtown streets between here and home saps me. Catching sight of a nearby bench, I sit down and close my eyes to the horrors of the world. I can't do anything about the stink or the noise, but at least I can calm my nerves enough to rest.
Grumble, grumble, grumble.
When I regained consciousness in the T University hospital ward, the world was dark, as dark as it is now. I had not yet recovered my sight, even though my eyes and optical nerves were undamaged. Must have been an after effect of the accident. Blindness was a shock, but now I know that my suffering then was nothing. After all, my senses of hearing, touch, taste, and smell were all fine at the time. The real horror began when my sight returned. The one small mercy was that I was able to come to terms with the accident and my neurosurgery while still blind. I panicked when I first saw the nightmarish hospital and the blood-curdling shapes of the doctors and nurses, but as soon as I guessed the cause, chills me to think of what might have happened if I had recovered my sight along with my consciousness, suddenly awakening in what can only be described as hell. I no doubt would have lost my mind instantly. Soon, my disorder spread to the senses of touch, taste, and smell. As it turns out, sight exerts tremendous influence over the other four.
Oh.
The taste of my food, the feel of my bed sheets, the fragrance of my get well flowers, all became as unbearably foul as my eyes said they should be.
Miles is like meowing out the door.
I
You can
hear
hear
him.
him. I know.
Can you guys hear him?
Can you hear a cat in the background?
Can you say cat?
I'll go let him in. Go keep reading. Oh wait, I'm the one clicking. Darn it. Read that. Be right back.
Eventually, when the doctor's voices became unrecognizable as human, I decided to kill myself. I didn't believe for a second that I could live in this new world. Brutal.
I go to open the door and I hear KMS. What? Okay.
Oh, hang on. I'm sorry. Help out. At least not until I met Saya.
Cat interruption.
Cat. One night, while thinking of a painless way to die, I found myself succumbing to sleep, drifting between the nightmare of my dreams and the nightmare of reality. I didn't notice her enter my room.
Hi.
Next thing I knew, there was a face staring down at me from next to my bed.
it's Saya.
The face was not covered in pus or slime or earthworm-like feelers. It had smooth white cheeks, round eyes, a lovely little nose, all things that I had never expected to see again. The face was that of a girl, undeniably human and positively glowing with me. I'm sorry, he is like freaking out. Next.
Oh.
I sighed in admiration, savoring the first peace and joy since regaining my sight. She had not expected such a reaction, apparently. But she has to be a giant, like, flesh monster. There's no way.
What?
Anyway.
Saya is cute. She would never be.
Totally human. She asked, looking at the clock. I saw it was exactly 3 in the morning. No time for a young girl to be alone in the hospital. Perhaps she expected me to mistake her for a ghost. But I would not have cared if she had been a ghost. Either way, she was a godsend.
See, she's a godsend. Not a beast.
She cannot not be a flesh.
Yeah, she's just looking for her dad.
Yeah. No, I agree with Ant-Man Toast. I assumed she was the daughter of a late shift doctor or another patient. It was unusual, but not unthinkable for such a girl to be wandering around the hospital. Or she's just an absolute figment of this dude's imagination.
Ooh. See, it's no fun if you're not scared.
I cried, desperate to keep her from leaving. It was only after she turned around that I realized I hadn't thought of what to say next.
何？
Her beautiful eyes drew me in, healing my soul to its core. Though the white haze clouding my mind, I struggled to form coherent sentence.
女の子にお願いしていいことじゃないんだが、今は君にしか頼めない。
No longer concerned with proprietary. Wait. No longer. Well, I can't say that word. No longer concerned. I let the words come as they willed.
手を
Propriety?
握らせてもらえないだろうか。
Hold hands. Oh, heathens.
Hold hands as
Don't-
she hands
don't
him a
look.
tentacle. Saya looks confused at first, but then she smiles, like she found a new toy. Her smile is brighter than the memories of the sun.
Aw.
変な人。そんなこと言い出したの、あなたが初めて。
She said, holding out her slender white hand. She's the Slender Man. She's slender.
She's not a man. Oh.
Ever so carefully, as though catching snowflakes, I placed my palm against hers. I could feel her human warmth and softness of her delicate fingers. She was there, just beyond the palm of my hand. Thinking back to the joyful tears I shed then, I know what this moment saved me from my fate. I know that this is the moment that saved me from my fate.
この半月の間に初めて人に触れた。人だと感じられる体に。
I agree with Jazz there. I think holding hands is against the terms of service.
You're right. Where's my Gura? Like... Ah, there it is. Okay. I think I might have to make it bigger. It's okay. Okay.
は
他の人じゃダメなんだ。僕事故に遭って、その後遺症らしいんだけど、人が人の姿に見えないんだよ。
You know what I'm gonna say that makes me mad about this visual novel? This right here, he says this. I can't see people as human anymore, right? I don't think he says this to anyone.
Oh,
I
really?
don't think so. I can't remember. But I feel like this would have cleared a lot of things up for the others.
Okay, it's my turn.
Sorry.
I'm gonna free the cat
Okay. I'll keep...
because now he's starting to freak out
Yeah.
inside the room.
I'll read if I need to.
本当に不思議な人。あなたって面白い。明日の夜もまた来ていい？
She winding her fingers gently around mine. Oh, they're touching hands.
ああ、そりゃもういいのかい？君はそんなことをして。
大丈夫よ。夜は私のものだから。
Pretty sure she's, yes, at least 18. Yes.
I'd hope so after what happened in that one scene. And so our rendezvous began. Saya came into my room every night at 3 a.m., skillfully taking advantage of the duty nurse's shift change. I was astonished to learn that she was living inside the hospital.
これだけ広いと隠れる場所には事欠かないから。
She said, answering my surprise with a nonchalant smile. To be clear, we didn't see any stuff. They were just
It was implied.
it was implied. They were both shirtless, and she was laying on top of him. So, I mean, Anyway.
They could have been just cuddling, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, I think the cat weighs more than the kid, by the way.
Our cat is very heavy.
Oh my god, I think I just pulled my back trying to toss him over the gate over there. Anyway, she had been living in the suburbs with her father, she told me, until one day he suddenly stopped coming home. No, Jazz solved that for everybody.
Jazz, you must have played that version. Sorry.
After she had tired of waiting, Saya decided one night to sneak into the hospital where he worked. And there she'd lived for over 2 months, searching for his whereabouts.
But if you have to think about it, if this is the only girl you see, well, and everyone else's flesh beats, I mean, wouldn't you, though? I don't know. Unless you're into the flesh beast. Oh, that's true. You're right. Oh, they're calling each other by their first names. Yep.
いいの。勉強は全部パパに教えてもらったから。さやはとっても頭がいいんだよ。
Okay, so I should note here. She did say Saya just now.
Oh.
When she was talking about herself.
Oh, so yeah.
But I swear to you, he said Saya. Anyway.
So Saya, yeah.
It's still up in the air.
I'm pretty sure it's Saya.
She was a strange girl. On one hand, she looked and acted like a child. On the other, she was remarkably self-reliant and at times exhibited a sharp intelligence and a deep knowledge of that many may have found unsettling. I still can't read. Anyway.
So, see, she looks like a child and acts like a child, but she's very smart.
So she's Roxy from Shoukou Tensei. Gotcha. So she is a D. I didn't care. Saya was the only human in the world. The only human in a world gone mad. Her existence meant far more to me than the standards of society.
危なくないのか？見つかりそうになったことは。
全然平気。ここにいれば食べるものにも不自由しないし、パパのうちに一人ぼっちでいるよりもずっと楽しいよ。入院してる患者さんたちのうち、ちょっと精神的に参ってそうな人を事前にチェックしといてね。時々部屋に
Saya continued grinning.
脅かしたりするの。その人が大騒ぎしても、そういう患者さんの言うことはみんな真に受けたりしないから。結局は悪い夢ってことで片付けられちゃうし。
Brutal. Her confession reminded me that the hospital is famous for its ghost stories. Bruh. Who could have imagined that there was actually a real girl impishly roaming these hallways? Bruh.
じゃあ、僕も最初はそのつもりで。
ごめんね。怒った？
Yeah, he's mad.
Yeah, she does that a lot. While her pranks were hardly praiseworthy, I couldn't bring myself to scold her for the very thing that brought us together.
Oh,
That's okay.
I was reading chat.
It's hard, isn't it?
With extreme care, I was able to conceal my sensory disorder. It was glaringly obvious that the doctors had no way to cure me. and the fact that I had undergone a still experimental procedure made me even more cautious. As a medical student, it was easy for me to imagine how the doctors would react if they discovered that I was exhibiting such unusual side effects. I was not about to become a guinea pig, a mere specimen to be examined with clinical detachment. And so I hid my discomfort and loathing behind a mask of normalcy, convincing the doctors that any sign of stress was merely a result of hospitalization. Saya was my support. Looking forward to her nightly visits gave me the strength to endure my daily torture. Hope can make an enormous difference in a patient's progress. With the aid of my secret nurse, I recovered at a pace that left the doctor stunned.
His
But did
face.
you really, bro?
Look at his face here.
On the last night before my release, I summoned my courage and asked her,
君はこれからもずっとこの病院に居続けるのかい？
うん結局パパの手がかりはなかったけどもう他にいるところもないしバレそうになるまではいいかなって
In other words, there was nothing keeping her here.
よかったら僕の家に
I
来ない
asked
か？
I asked timidly. The question took all the courage I had.
え
Eh?
家族はもういないから部屋はいくらでも余ってる。人目を忍ぶような必要もないし住み心地もそんなに悪くないんじゃないかと。
And it seems like you know this quite well.
I was too afraid to ask her what she thought of that, so I hastily offered a deal.
君の父さんのことは代わりに僕が探してあげる。約束するよ。必ず居場所を見つけてみせる。
難しいと思うよそれ
Saya said, looking a little embarrassed.
多分パパ何か悪いことをしてこの病院を辞めたんだと思う
Is there really a Wikipedia article? uh,
だから警察とかは困るのなるべくこっそりと探さなきゃいけないし
頑張るよ。どんなことだってやる。僕は。
Unable to control myself, I finally spoke the truth.
さやと離れたくないんだ。
At first, she looked bewildered, but after a few moments of silence, she said,
少しだけ考えさせて
That night, she left my room earlier than usual. On the day of my release, I managed to smile as I accepted the hideous, foul-smelling celebratory bouquet.
ew.
The flesh beasts calling themselves Koji, Omi, and Yo came to pick me up. They had come
You're
to
actually
see
called
me
that?
times during my stay. It never got easier to see my friends change so horribly. Get flesh beasts. Oh no. Uh, okay. My sudden tears of despair drew suspicion, but I managed to explain them away as tears of joy. Um, while we walked to Koji's car, I looked desperately for Saya amid the grotesque scenery. Even as we drove away, I kept watching the hospital fade into distance, praying for one last glimmer of hope. But Saya never appeared.
Sad face. Oh. You want me to take over? After Koji and others dropped me off, I paused a while to regard my surroundings. I had lived my entire life on this block, in this house. There was no other place that I could call home. But nothing was as I remembered. As I walked up the path to the front door and took in the yard where I had spent my childhood, I could feel those memories being defiled by the twisted, festering shapes around me. Inside the house, I found nothing familiar, nothing to offer me comfort and warmth, and what I had once called home was now a whole nother world.
僕にはもう帰る場所なんてない。
I whispered with a smile of self-pity. There was one last stop to make, one last nail to hammer into my coffin. I stepped into the room that had cradled me from childhood. The walls were papered with human entrails, the bed a tangled mess of warm flesh. But none of that mattered. There, curled up on the bed like an abandoned cat, was Saya. Meow. As I stood there in shock, she looked up at me and a tiny, weak voice said,
本当にここにいてもいいの？
I responded by sweeping her into my arms, embracing her tightly so that she would not escape. Saya did not resist. Okay, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna go for another 30 minutes, and I think I know a good spot that's gonna to end it, and it's coming up. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. When she arrives at the Sakisaka house, Omi first takes a deep breath to calm herself. Her anger does not vanish entirely, of course, but at least now she can hear herself think. While waiting for a response from the intercom, she looks over the patch of yard that she can see from outside the gate. Even Omi isn't normally one to complain about other people's housekeeping, but this is going too far. The grass is growing wild and there are piles of dead leaves scattered everywhere. It doesn't just look unattended, it looks like an uninhabited ruin. It's still light out, but every window has its storm shutters tightly sealed. Ami guesses that they've been closed since morning. What kind of life is Fuminori leading? Even if he's living here, living alone, he can't neglect his housework forever. And is it just her imagination, or does something stink like rotten meat? It couldn't be coming from the yard, could it? There's still no response, so she presses the buzzer a second time, and a third, and a fourth. Finally, after this has gone on for over 10 minutes, Omi loses her patience and opens the cover of the intercom. As she expected, the power has been disconnected. Perhaps Fuminori has a good reason for shutting out the world. But Omi can only see it as a lack of respect for others. Her anger rekindled. She pushes the gate open and stomps through the yard to the front door. Yeah?
I just had a thought.
What's the thought? You can talk.
And I don't want you to like say yes or no. I think I might know what she is.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Is she like a dead body or something?
I don't know. We'll have to keep reading.
If a grotesque... okay, anyway.
Given the state of his intercom, she doubts that Fuminori will respond to a knock. So Omi decides to just open the door and go in shouting. And if the door is locked, she'll just have to... Surprisingly, the doorknob turns easily in her hand. And the enraged I think it's Omi, I think it's Omi, finds herself throwing the door open wider than she intended. Huh? This is my model. This is my main one. This was what will be.
I think Bob missed.
Oh, he missed my debut. Yeah,
yeah.
I debuted it When was it? Saturday? Friday? I can't remember now. But I think it was Saturday.
えな、何
Her nostrils are instantly assaulted by a choking stench. As Ami stands petrified on the threshold, the cowbell hanging on the inside the door chimes loudly. A moment later, Omi can't believe her ears. The voice she just heard could not have been human. Yet its intonations were too complex for any animal she can imagine. Annotations?
誰かいるの
Omi can't believe her ears. The voice she just heard could not have been human. Oh, I just read that, sorry. Ah. Is someone there? She calls out to the end of the hallway from which the voice came. There is no response. Instead, she hears the sound of something soft and wet flopping its way deeper into the house.
I am here. Aunt said Luther Doko. I am
Yeah,
here.
he's there. Oh, did you disappear again?
I don't think so.
Finding it difficult to place a meaningful image to the voice she just heard, Omi stares blankly at the empty vestibule. There's nothing there, not even Fuminori's shoes, which can only mean that he's still outside somewhere wearing them. Oh, it has to be. The house should be empty. But then, what was that voice just now? Her anger has vanished if it were never there. Nevertheless, Omi sets foot into the hallway, leaving the door open so that the cowbell won't ring. The floor creaks, setting her nerves on edge. Omi isn't sure why she's acting like a burglar, but something tells her to make as little noise as possible. The potency of the sink inside the house makes the whiff she caught outside pale in comparison. It's sickening, like rotten fish guts. Has food been left to spoil in the kitchen? She hears a bubbling sound up ahead. Stepping gingerly on the creaking floorboards, Omi makes her way to the end of the hallway. She finds room to both sides of her, one lit, the other dark, and chooses to look into the lit room. It's the kitchen, lit by what must be only the window in the house, not covered by a storm shutter. The sound she heard was the pot boiling on the stove, and on the chopping board next to it lies a butcher knife and some half-diced carrots. A perfectly normal household scene, with the light of the setting sun making everything the color of decomposing fruit. Something is wrong. Who is cooking here, and where did they go?
誰かいないんですか
Regarding it immediately as she realized that her voice is shaking. As her words echo vainly through the silent house, she begins to feel foolish and defenseless. Suddenly, she feels something cold seeping through her pantyhose. She timidly reaches down to touch her feet. Her fingertips come away, covered with viscous, olive-green slime, like the filthy water from a tank long clogged with algae and dead fish. The whole floor is covered with it. It must be a source of the stench. Ami now wishes that she had worn her shoes inside. Manners be damned. When she looks back ruefully, the way she came, she realizes that her current position is not visible from the entrance. This kitchen must be where that strange voice came from. The next room is probably the den. As she expected from the closed storm shutters, it's pitch black inside. Omi wants nothing more than to flee this house, but that would mean turning her back to the darkness, and that she simply cannot bring herself to do. Moved by some irrational compulsion, Omi sets foot into the den. It is too dark to see anything, and the stink is far worse than before. She slides her hand along the wall, feeling for the light switch, finding it much sooner than she expected. She flips it on like it's her last hope. The colors. The colors, so many colors. The purple of entrails, the brown of rotten meat, the crimson of fresh blood, the yellow of fat. These colors and more that cannot be described cover every inch of the room in maddening array. The color say that all needs to be said about the painter's hatred, malice, and insanity. Omi's legs give out from the shock, sending her to the floor. Slime immediately soaks through her jeans, its cold tendrils creeping up her legs, crotch, and her neck. Her hand flies to her neck, where it's greeted by another drop of chilly slime. Above her, something is dripping down on her head. Making perhaps the worst decision of her life, Omi looks up. The predator clinging to the ceiling, posed to leap upon its prey. She sees it in every detail. Her mouth, her nose are sealed before she can scream, and her belly is torn open as something enters to feast on her innards. But by the time she feels any of this, Omi has already gone mad. I bit the bullet and tried to take the train, but the rush hour crowds were so bad that I had to get off halfway and walk. I'm running pretty late. Is Saya worried? I hope she's not mad. When I enter the yard, I realize that the front door had been left wide open. Light from the living room is seeping into the hallway, and I hear what sounds like someone smacking their lips. There's also a tantalizing fragrance in the air. Is it Saya? I consider calling out to her, but decide to enter in silence instead. Something smells strange, though not unpleasant. The aroma is quite soothing. In fact, it reminds me of Saya's hair. At first, I am surprised by what I see in the living room. The floor is covered with what looks to be some kind of grass. Probably the source of the herb-like smell. And there are fruit or vegetable-like balls of varying size scattered everywhere.
Saya.
Oh, gosh. Let's, just in case. Booty. Oh, wait, that's on her butt. I thought she's good. She has her dress on. Oh, that's my chair. Ignore that. That's her dress. I thought she was naked. Okay, we're fine. Saya turns around, her eyes wide with surprise. She then looks away, sheepishly like a child caught at some prank.
何を食べてるんだい？
これはその
She stammers, so flustered that I suddenly feel bad for sneaking up on her. Remembering that she had never eaten in front of me before, I realized that she must be quite embarrassed.
一ついいかな？
I scoop up the closest fruit thing and pop into my mouth, ignoring Saya's attempt to wave me off. It has a strange texture, soft and pliable, like a peach or a pear. When I bite into it with my back teeth, the succulent juice fills my mouth, combined with sharp, strong fragrance. It's unlike anything I've ever tasted.
何か味付けとか調理してあるのか？
調理ってほどのことはさばいてからちょっと溶かして食べやすくしただけでほとんど生なんだけど。
I pick up a different lump, this one consisting of a fruity flesh around a hard core. Tearing a chunk off in my mouth, I find that it has a similar taste to the last one.
ねえ、大丈夫？それって。
僕でも食べられる味だ。っていうよりうまいよ、これ。
Oh, he can eat it.
そうなの？
At first, Saya looks dumbstruck, but then she bursts out laughing.
そうなんだ。ふみのりもこういうのが好きだったんだ。なんだ、あれこれ工夫して頑張ってた私がバカみたい。
さやっていつもこういうものを食べてたのか。
しぶりだけどね。近所の公園とかで撮ってくれるやつ。
There's an impressive nature preserve not too far from here. I've never heard about fruits like these growing there. But, well, of course they only look like fruits to me. They're really something else.
ごめんね。一番美味しいところはさっきさやが全部食べちゃった。
いいよ、また今度で。でもこれで明日から一緒に食事ができるね。
Saya seemed really happy. I'm happy too, of course. Eating with someone is so much more fun than eating alone, and it makes the food taste better too.
まだまだいっぱいあるし、食べきれない分は冷やせば2、3日は大丈夫だよ。
Jesus.
ちょっと味は落ちるんだけどね。
じゃあ早めに片付けておこうか。
Sealing the small fruits in Tupperware and the large ones in pots and bowls, Saya and I store the remaining food in the refrigerator. Thinking of tomorrow's dinner fills me with anticipation. Oh, did she just say no? Did she? Nano? Huh. I feel that. Little by little, I'm starting to gain the joy of living. Saya will guide me. With her, I can live on. And that's probably where we're gonna stop. I feel like that's a great stopping point.
Okay. Okay. We don't know officially yet. So she's a creature. She's a creature.
Is she?
Or are you deflecting it like that?
I don't know.
You're getting this plush of this flesh creature.
It's a cute plush.
Y'all, please, somebody save me. I'm kind of scared now. Somebody.
I'm glad you guys are enjoying this.
Okay. Why do I always get the cannibal games with you?
I honestly forgot this is a cannibal game.
I give you Pokemon, and you give me eating people. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, like Aunt said, she could be a cat or a rat or something. You don't know.
Okay, true.
But what do we know from Omi? It's like something was on the ceiling and attacked her. No, okay. Let me see if I can.
Okay, we have confirmed she's at least owly.
The plushie is not a flesh beast.
I got it. It'll be easier for me to get it.
Aoi is everyone. Every girl. It is a very twisted game.
This is the plush in question.
It actually went out of stock like in a few hours. I actually missed the first one. They did a second rerun of it because it was so wanted. I mean, it could be a flesh beast. Maybe he'll start moving in the room. I don't know.
Also, bro is hogging a flesh beast.
Oh, yeah. See, this is one of those games when you kind of think back and you're like, huh, that was not as cute as I was thinking it was.
Oh my goodness.